What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this one, we have Dutch or 10 surprising facts about Dutch Special Forces. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to smash subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit the join button and receive your exclusive benefits. Let's get right to it.
When we think of the Netherlands, we generally think of a peaceful country and people without any sort of problems or violence. But as my grandfather once told me, no matter where you go, the same people and issues are everywhere, and you simply
Agreed.
just can't escape it. But today here on FTD
Agreed.
Facts, we are going to look at a very unique group that is within the Netherlands military, and that is the Netherlands Special Forces. And of course, when we think of Special Forces, we generally think of the bigger names, such as SWAT, FBI, the KSK commandos from Germany, Pakistan, China, and even India's Special Forces. And although here on FTD Facts we've talked a lot about those particular groups within the past, today we look at the Netherlands Special Forces and find out what is unique and extraordinarily brave of these fine soldiers. Hey everybody, how's it going? Dave Walpole. Welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where we talk about people, cultures, and places from all around the world. And yeah, we're going to look at the Special Forces of the Netherlands. Now, the reason we're doing this is, well, first of all, we just did a video where we looked at some facts of, or the power, I guess you could say, of the Netherlands. And, well, it's gotten quite popular of a video, and you guys just want more content around it, so that's what we're doing. Which also reminds me, guys, if anytime you guys really like this kind of content, you want more military stuff, just hit the like button on this video, then we know to do more stuff, not necessarily around the Netherlands, but around other countries and their militaries as well. And of course, before we get into this video, guys, I just want to let you all know that we have a really awesome sponsor, which I think a lot of you guys will really like and enjoy, and that is the OneFootball football app.
I'm gonna skip the sponsor so we can get to the. Oh, it's not that long ago.
Which is dedicated to providing the latest news, transfers, statistics, and in-match updates from over 160 leagues around the world. And if you guys want to check it out at any time, the link's down there in the description box below, but I'm going to talk more about it at the end of the video as well. So who are the Special Forces of the Netherlands? Well, these particular soldiers are generally known as the Korps Commandotroepen, or the KCT for short. Also in this video, I'm also going to include the Netherlands Maritime Special Operations Forces. And unfortunately for this video, I will not be able to get into the Netherlands Marine Corps, but if you guys want me to talk about them in the future, again, hit those like buttons. But the reason I'm not...
I would say some of the conditions that they freaking train in is just absolutely brutal. Like, I look at them and I'm like, there's no way on earth I would survive. Like, I don't know how y'all do it. Big shout out to the Dutch, because y'all, man, there's no way. There's no way I'm surviving in them conditions.
Getting into that is because, well, there's a time
I guess y'all
that we
grow
got
up
to
with
get
them.
into, but it should be noted that those three units all are considered Special Forces units within the Netherlands. And of course, these three particular units, the Korps Commandotroepen and the Netherlands Marine Corps and the Netherlands Maritime Special Force Operation Forces, sometimes end up working together to accomplish certain tasks. Now, of course, we generally don't hear of the Netherlands Special Forces all too often, which actually makes them a very underrated sort of military force. And although they may not be heard of like other names from around the world, they are just as good as a unit as any other country that has a Special Forces unit. And as for the Netherlands, when it comes to their Special Forces units, they are capable of being deployed anywhere in the world. And when it comes to the Marine Corps, they are actually capable of being deployed anywhere in the world within 48 hours. And as for the Marine Corps, they have the motto, as far as the world extends. Now, of course, for these units, I'm going to break them up and we're going to look at them individually. For example, the Korps Commandotroepen got their roots as far back as the Second World War, in which their original name was called the No. 2 Troops. Now, this team was trained on March 22nd, 1942, and were training at Achnaharry, Scotland, which housed a huge training facility for special commando units from places like Great Britain to America, and many European countries like the Netherlands, Norway, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Belgium, Belgium, and many more. Now, as for the number 2 group, they were part of the number 10 Inter-Allied Commando Unit, which consisted of 8 groups from different countries. Now, this particular Dutch group was listed as number 2 and had approximately 62 members at first. And unfortunately for these guys, they really never saw any actual action during the Second World War. But however, were helpful in many ways in many different operations in the Second World War, such as Market Garden. But by 1950, 2
And
special
I think that's one thing that I think gets overlooked so many times is when it comes to war, the people who fought are usually the only ones that get thanked. And I think a lot of people forget about all the other things that come with war besides fighting, such as doctors, such as nurses, such as um, so many different things. People looking at screens, giving orders on, hey, strike here, strike it. All of these things, like it shouldn't. It's not just the people on the battlefield, but it's also all those back at home helping with the war effort that are in these factories creating weapons that are just kind of holding everything down. So war efforts just that's just to say it's not just those men or women fighting on the front lines, but sometimes it takes the effort of an entire country, men, women, and children. So uh, just remember that when we're talking about war. Anyways, continue.
commando units in the Netherlands, known as Korps Commandotroepen and the Storm School, merged together, creating what is now known as the KTC. And of course, for the KTC, their main goals have changed throughout history due to many different events, such as the Berlin Wall, or even more recent events such as 9/11, in which it became apparent that the
Mm.
KTC would need to operate more as an overseas special forces unit within the Netherlands. And although not commonly known, they've actually participated in many different conflicts around the world. And in 2016, they were awarded the Military Order of William, which is the oldest and highest order within the Netherlands. As well, the KTC has been a part of many operations such as Afghanistan. They've also been seen in Iraq, Bosnia conflicts,
Wow.
Macedonia, and today, currently, they are deployed in Mali and the conflicts of Kurdistan. Now, what about the
Jeez.
weaponry when it comes to the KTC? What kind of stuff do these guys use? For the KTC, these guys use German-made Heckler & Koch HK416s and
Oh my
417s as
God,
their
look
main
at that
assault
gun.
rifles. And of course, you'll occasionally see them decked out with an FN Mini-Me, which is a Belgium-made machine gun. Now let's jump over and look at the Netherlands Maritime Special Operations.
My days, bro. Look at just the gear, the weapons. Definitely sound and look top of the line. I don't know much about guns and I won't pretend like I do, but they looked top of the lines. It's cool that this is an overseas force in the Netherlands. Okay, so they go out in different countries and take part and help um, in certain wars or help deter things or whatever they're sent to do. All right, that's interesting.
Forces. Now, these guys were formed on February 22nd, 1973, and if one wants to train to become one of these particular soldiers, it is required that only special operations capable soldiers are even considered for this elite
Oh,
group, in which during training they have to finish a 3-week aptitude test, and if one
okay.
fails in one of the areas of the test, they are effectively considered no longer eligible for this unit. And apparently over 50% of the applied people ever pass. But keep in mind, guys, that is only for the 3-week aptitude test because it gets
Oh,
even crazier. Because after that, an individual
dang.
has to move into heavy training military programs of the Dutch Army, which consists of 34 weeks. Within this, there is also a 20-week MSOF training, which helps train soldiers in the entire spectrum of all special operations. And this program is really hard because apparently 60% of the people that go into it fail outright. But as for the Netherlands Maritime
Wow.
Special Operations
So let's
Forces,
say you take a class of 20, you already knock out 10 of them just on a 3 week aptitude test. Three, you already knock out 10. And then the next 10 go into the training. And in that, you knock out six of the remaining 10. And so out of 20 candidates, you're left with four standing. And I don't know if there's any more training after that.
it was modeled after the British SBS program. And within this group, there is one special unit called M Squadron, which deals primarily with counter-terror. And one of the reasons the Netherlands developed this first counter-terror group in 1973 was due to the Munich massacre during the Olympics in 1972. And although training was quick, they were first deployed in 1973 at the French Embassy in Hague, which is also the first major hostage situation in all of Dutch history, which happened when 3 men entered the French embassy on September 3rd, 1974, taking 3 hostages. Now, one thing that I really found fascinating about these guys is they also have a special unit called the Frogmen, and they are really responsible for amphibious operations. So who are the Frogmen? Well, they began in January of 1959 when the High Command asked for 2 men to train at the Maritime Diving Company. And by 1963, it had become a regular program within the military, and to apply for this program, the training is over 23 weeks long, in which during a 12-week section of this training, one pretty much gets 6 hours of sleep and swims and kayaks 150 kilometers during some weeks. As well, within the Netherlands Maritime Special Operations Forces...
My days, dog. That just, jeez, in the water. I feel like on land, training and everything is already tough enough, but then you throw in the aspect and throw us in the water. Oh my God. Oh, that would be horrifying. No way. No
They
way
have
on
a
earth.
special unit called MLVERKPEL, which are considered basically mountain leader exploration platoons. Of course, the Dutch had their first cold weather specialist units dating back to the 1970s, but as for this modern unit, it is a 9-month training period to finish and is actually provided by the Royal Marines of England. That's fantastic to know. So there you have it, guys. That is us just looking at these 2 particular individual units within the Special Forces. Once again, I also didn't really get an opportunity to go into much detail about the Marine Corps, but if you guys really want us to do a whole video dedicated to that, because they got a lot of history and they are considered a Special Forces unit, well, be sure to hit those like buttons, because I guess if we get over like maybe 5,000 likes, then we'll be sure to do that video. And yeah, I already started looking at some of the history and I'm like, man, it's pretty cool. And of course, if we missed out any facts, or you yourself are a soldier within one of these units, be sure to educate our people down below in the comments section. Because here on FTD Facts, it's not us just teaching you guys, it's you guys also teaching us. And yeah, sometimes you read something and the facts may not be 110%, but that's what a communicative sort of dialogue here in the comment section is for, right? And of course, before we get out of here, let's take a quick look at our sponsor, and that...
Absolutely respect that, and that's so freaking dope. Shout out to the Dutch Special Forces. They absolutely sound elite, especially whoever in them mountains, bro. Who that mountain expedition with it. That's a no way on planet Earth. If you thought water was bad, snow, ice, freezing conditions, no way on planet Earth. No way on planet Earth. So shout out to all the special forces out there who put themselves through this. And shout out to all the unsung heroes as well. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, check out the next. I'll see y'all next time.